be here in a minute. He's just bringing in the bird feeders. The bears are out, so we're just trying to use up the last of the suet before bringing them in permanently, but in the meantime, we're bringing them in every night.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is like 3 weeks earlier than the bears usually come out, which is annoying. Not surprising with the warm weather.
Yeah. We haven't heard anything about bears in our area
Democracy
yet.
has landed.
Oh, they're out in the whole state, so if you have feeders out, you should take them in. This was like an article in Vermont Digger about how they're just out for the summer now.
Good, okay.
Requesting sentry.
And then in the article there was a photo of a house that had gotten attacked, I guess is the word, either last summer or the summer before, because these people had clearly been either deliberately feeding a bear or not, like bringing their feeders in repeatedly or something, and so it was like damage caused by a bear that had become too comfortable around this house, and the bear had literally like ripped a giant chunk out of the side of their house, like fully through the house, like created a giant hole.
Calling down a support weapon.
The house?
Yeah. Well, but they took out a chunk below the window too. Like a big chunk of the wall was gone. Yeah, it was terrible. It was like, later after I read that, I was like, so this summer we're not having our screen door open after dark, period, and none of our windows open while we're cooking. It's like I don't want to draw a bear in from the woods behind our house.
Okay, is that near you guys where that happened then?
No, not this, but we had that bear that tried to take our bird.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you guys did have a bear here. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, in the middle of nowhere, we haven't had a sighting.
Yeah.
Like, I follow
but,
Farm. No one's even had a sighting in our neighborhood.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising, but they said they're expecting this year to be an especially bad bear year because the beech nut crop is usually has a good year every other year, and so this is the on year. And they said that in off years, which was last year, they usually have fewer human-bear conflicts.
Okay.
But it was actually an especially high year for human-bear conflicts, so they're expecting this year to be even worse because all years are worse to begin with.
Yeah. Like, it was bad when we didn't have very many bears, and now we have lots of bears. What do you think's gonna happen?
And of course, like, even if the bear doesn't damage your property, if they're attracted by, you know, having like compost or suet or you know, even like vegetable gardens can attract them, and obviously they're not gonna tell people to eliminate every last thing that might attract a bear, but like eliminate the ones that can easily be eliminated, like a bird feeder.
Yeah, it's too bad that it's this early though, because it's like the birds are still like wanting to eat. I feel like there's not a lot to eat yet for them.
Well, with no snow, it's
Reinforcing.
True, and there are bugs and stuff out.
Calling in reinforcements.
Did Tim just join?
I did.
Hey, Tim.
Did Emily start echoing? Is that?
Honestly, I heard a ding.
Oh yeah, that's just me. Emily, keep talking about food.
Tom will be on soon. We're finishing up a map. Tom doesn't think this team is very good.
Sample collected.
Well, no one else can hear you, Tom.
Hey, Emily. No, she didn't unmute me.
No, Emily can't hear you.
Here. Go.
Yeah. We only have a little bit left in our feeders, so maybe I'll just bring them in then.
Requesting sentry.
What kind of TV you want?
Going down a sentry! Going down a sentry!
Sending down sentry.
Wait, did you hear Emily talk?
Not just now.
Okay, yeah, that explains it. Like, I unmuted Emily, so I ought to be able to hear her in the other room, but I can hear her talking. You're muted. You're muted explaining the word feeder thing.
Yeah, we're just
Maybe.
talking about the bears. I think maybe Emily's muted now.
Mag's empty!
Yeah, I am not muted. You can hear me through Tim's now. I don't know what happened because I didn't do anything. My hands haven't even been touching my computer. I mean,
Oh, it just like lost the audio.
yeah.
Calling in reinforcements! Reinforcing!
So how's everybody's week? Other than losing your microphone.
For prosperity! Reloading!
Tim keeps muting both of us. So it's hard.
Well, I'm muting myself because I'm standing over your...
Yeah, but it doesn't matter until my sound comes back.
You can
Well,
answer
when
me
it
later
does.
while you guys sort that out.
And voice and video.
What was the problem last time? Was that thing?
100 meters.
Go down to your little, in the system track, the little
Attacking
speaker.
map. Southwest. 200 meters.
It was something in Discord that
Okay,
was
let's stay here then. Go to input place. Choose the little... Is that working?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
And you can still hear me?
Yep.
And I can hear you too.
Well,
Yeah,
hot
I don't know,
dog.
that was weird.
That's very weird because
I,
it's in the middle of the... Yeah.
I was just, I was saying that you had said something like, there's still some seed, but I'll bring in the feeders, and I was saying that we were gonna save the rest of the sunflower seed for the fall once our little piece of suet is used up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really disappointing to have to bring them in a few weeks early. And sad for the birds.
Exactly. Like, I've had so many little dudes eaten. Like, I'm so excited for them.
Yeah. I mean, I was already thinking that, like, you know, we're gonna be out of town for like 6 days starting next Wednesday. And like when my parents stay here, they'll refill the feeder for us, but I don't usually have like pet sitters who are just stopping by refill the feeder.
Yeah.
So I was already thinking I might stop by then anyway. So
Are the bears
Well-
only on at night? Like, would I just need to... I mean, I don't really want to bring the feeders inside while they have feed in there. But...
no, they can come out in the day too. It's more common at night, but they definitely, especially at this time of year when they're really hungry, because they've just, you know, come out of hibernation, and so they're thin and hungry, so they're like desperate for food.
That makes
Fire in
sense.
the hole! You will never destroy our
But-
way of life!
Since we're home all day, I guess we're taking the risk for the next 2 or 3 days until the suit is used up, having them out of
I mean, that makes sense, though. Like, it's not like it's gonna... You want to keep, like, a little sliver of it.
Mm-hmm. I could send you that article because the photo of the house is kind of impressive and horrifying.
Can't believe it like tried to tear a hole in their wall.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I knew bears were strong and could be aggressive, but this is like worse than I knew it was.
Right? Like, I
possible.
always picture like when you're camping or something. Like, yeah, of course they'll
There's also an article about how peregrine falcons are nesting earlier than usual, so they've already
yeah,
had to
I
close
heard-
some trails.
Yeah, I heard that on BPR this morning about the peregrine falcons.
Yeah. And of course, like, the really sad thing about all of this is if we do get another cold spell, then it's gonna, like, you know, kill the eggs or kill the newly born birds, just like last year when we had that deep freeze in May, it killed a bunch of baby birds.
That was a really rough late frost last year.
Yeah. It's like Tim's parents had a bluebird box behind their house, and there were 2 or 3 babies in it, and they died.
Aww. Sad.
In happier news, my parents have just been going ham on the bluebird boxes.
Like building a bunch of them.
Yeah,
Aw.
I mean, I guess what else do you do when you're retired? So, like, they've made a bunch for their own yard. They've started giving them to neighbors. Apparently.
Oh, I love that. Oh my god, this picture. You even told me, and I still wasn't picturing it being that bad.
Yeah, I think Tim had the same reaction.
Yeah, pretty close.
What the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna let the birds finish off what's in the feeders and then call it.
Emily, I'm coming back in the room. Mute me.
Okay.
You know, they don't tell us how long it took the bear to do that. Is it a little less horrifying if it like took a solid hour or two?
I mean, it's actually a little scarier in a way, because it's like
Yeah, if it is that determined.
Undeterred. It's not worse. Not necessarily better.
like, yeah, they're not gonna get in without you knowing if you're home, but like the literal wall didn't stop them. What are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I would lose my mind if I came home to that.
Oh,
May liberty guide your safe destruction. Here! One life for Super Earth!
Well, what do you guys want to play to start with?
Requesting sentry!
We're almost on our Helldivin match. Start for the play.
Marking location, east.
I mean, we could do the usual wingspan. Did everybody pick up the quote game?
we did, but we haven't had a chance to look at the tutorial yet.
Okay.
Keep looking at it, like just other people playing it. I don't think it's.
I think I'll just
I don't
flounder
know.
together, worst case, like...
That's a good question. I don't know. But actually, we could look up how long a tutorial is. Because if it's short, then that would suggest that reasonably we could also flounder.
I've got you!
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay, so my phone is in my pocket, and I just spent about half a minute looking around the room for where it was.
Extraction shuttle inbound.
That's
Okay, I
funny.
pick on you, but I've done the same.
Yeah.
At least you didn't have Emily call it, and then your phone, your pocket rang.
Yeah, I mean, I am of course plugged into it, talking to you via it.
Well,
So
not. Uh,
I should have figured this out a little quicker.
yeah, that's a detail that
Yeah. Now,
is maybe a little
contextually,
more embarrassing.
I was looking around because I was leaving the room, and I was going to go out, and I didn't want the tea timer to go off while I was outside the room. So I was thinking of the phone as the tea timer, not as the phone.
Fair.
But still,
Calling down supplies.
Is there a place you can actually just reliably look this up, or is it just like a Google search, or literally opening it?
I mean, you can just like ask Google, and like I'm sure somebody on Reddit has posted about it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find.
Mag's empty.
I'm looking at the Cozy Gamers subreddit.
Yeah.
oh wow, we should probably pay attention to that occasionally.
But it doesn't.
I follow the Cozy Gamers TikTok, so it's like a hashtag. Tom, when you have a second, you're gonna want to interrupt people behind you.
Have a taste of democracy.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
I'm not finding it as quickly as I hoped I would.
ETA T-minus 10 seconds. Clear landing zone.
Mag's empty. Pelican 1 arriving at coordinates. Requesting orbital. Pelican 1 landing in progress.
Firing orbital barrage. Clear the area.
Pelican 1 preparing to depart. Shuttle launch in 20 seconds. Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
I can almost hear the death throes of the bugs as the termicide suffuses their trachea.
And there's a surefire way to find out how long it is. Strip it. Can we do a tutorial together?
So Tom,
That's Tom.
hey Tom.
You gotta click that link and look at the pictures, Tom. I did.
Allied destroyer leaving squadron.
So how is hell?
We're diving.
They don't know where they need to go on that map. They don't pay attention to the markers either.
I mean, that was
These were
okay.
your teammates. I see.
Yeah, I was doing it too, because I was paying attention to conversation.
Well done.
Alright.
Okay.